Alright, today it is Sunday, November 24th, 7:24 in the morning, and we're at it again, pulling up to work right now. Let's get this engine assembled and let's get it done. Shit, yeah. Alright, so I opened the timing chain cover back up. I just couldn't sleep at night. I had to make sure that this is lined up correctly, and I just had to double take everything off. I reset the timing. The last thing I want is the timing not to be correct. So now I'm cleaning it off, and it's actually a good thing I removed the timing chain cover, because I also remember that my buddy had mentioned to me that I should order the timing chain bracket that goes down here. So I ordered it today, and it should be arriving today. The Amazon special. So I'm gonna just leave this off as well. I mean, I'm gonna put the casing back in, but you know, I'm gonna not Honda bond it together. I will also prep the surface for the valve cover, and I will just sit it down. Because yeah, I still need to remove the paint off of that so we could wrinkle paint it red. What else do we gotta do? So yeah, I'm not gonna glue those parts down yet because we still need to do that to the valve cover gasket. We still need to hit the engine and clean it all up. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So it was a good thing I had to take it off anyways. We also got to do the valve lashings on the intake and exhaust to make sure that they are up to spec. I have the shims right here. I have them already marked for intake and exhaust. We should be top dead center here. Let's see. It's a little too tight. Yeah, it's a little too tight. And I have the tool to adjust that as well. So we'll do that after I clean this up in the top. Yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely. I really don't want to rush it. I want to make sure this thing I want to make sure this thing fires up. It's cold, bro. I'm tired. It was a long day yesterday. Then I went rollerblading with my son. That was fun. And then I got hurt. But anyways, here we are today, bright and early, knocking this shit out because no one's gonna do it if I don't. So let's get to it. All right, and I'm gonna do the valve lashes. This is the intake. So I have my first cylinder on top dead center, and I can't even slide it in there. Both of them. So they are super tight. This is the tool. It has the 10 mil nut, and it has the flathead that you're able to press into it and then loosen it up, do your adjustment, tighten it back up, move on to the next one. Alright, so there it is, loosened up, and it should just grab. That actually feels pretty dang good right there. Let me see, I'm gonna give it a little bit more. Some more. Huh. still super loose. Oh, here we go. Now it's nice and tight. Yeah, see, this is what we want right here. There's a spot where it's like too much and too little. This is just perfect. You want to be able to slide it in between like that. Give it a nice good grip. So we'll tighten that there. Do the next one. Then we'll do the exhaust, and then we'll move on to the next cylinder. Sweet. Now we'll do our exhaust. Let me show you real quick how it is now. So before we couldn't even get them in there. There it is. You hear that? It's like pinching them, but it's perfect. So same thing here. So now we'll do the same thing for the exhaust. The intake, it is a, ooh, I do have it. It's a 0.009. The exhaust, it is a 0.010. See how the exhaust is? I can't even get that in there. Yep, super tight. Sweet, so let's adjust those and we'll move on. Sweet, exhaust is done up. Oh, this one's tad tight. I'm gonna have to redo this one again. That one's stupid tight still, but this one's done up. I guess that one ain't. Nice. Sweet. So, let me finish that one up and we should be good. Sweet, interesting fact. Look at. They should all have a little bit of a wiggle room to it. Well, these are, we need to go to the next top, dead center. And that's going to be cylinder 4. Let's see. Are we already at top? Yes, we are. So, let's do cylinder 4. A little bit of movement. Let's try the exhaust out. Oh, these are too loose. Way too loose now. Crazy how that shit works, right? Alright, so the lashes are set. Now we're ready to throw on the valve cover once again. So we could be able to clean this sucker off. Then what we're going to do is chop that RBC. We still got to tap the head for the coolant bypass. But that comes with the RBC as well. So I think we have to chop. I don't know if we have to do the RBC first or the coolant bypass. Doesn't really matter. We have to get both of them done. I think maybe. I guess maybe we'll start with the coolant bypass. All right, so we're gonna start with the coolant bypass. I'm gonna drill in, tap the head right now. And then we'll move on over to the RBC. I really feel like we need to do this coolant bypass first, for the simple reason being that we kind of need to retrofit it into it here. Let's try to keep it as nice, as balanced as possible, and we'll tap our head there. Wish us luck. This will be the 4th block I do, so we should be good. Alright, I'm gonna just use a 1/4-inch drill bit to make my markings on my head. We'll remove this coolant bypass. I have a 1364 drill bit. We're gonna drill it down to 1/2 inch, and then we'll tap it with an M6, I believe it is. We'll see right now. Alright, and there I tapped the head. Actually, I'm sorry. Gosh, I drilled the head. Now I'm going to go tap it. Alright, so we're going to be using an M6 by 1. I'm going to be shaving down this a tad bit more, so that way we could get a nice and deeper surface with threads. And then we should be able to drill that into place. We'll tap it into place, and we should be solid. Yeah, buddy. Let's get it. I put a little bit of grease so I could try to catch as many threads as possible, and it could make it smooth as possible. So when you do this, just make sure you do it nice and straight. Take your time. Make sure your hand's not shaking. Make sure you keep it straight. Thread it all the way down. Sweet, and there it is. And we'll spray some brake cleaner in there. Get that nice and cleaned out. Spray some air. Get that all nice and cleaned out. We should be able to put some Honda Bond and mount the coolant bypass already on there. Let that dry up. And we'll start cutting the RBC. Then we should just be able to mock it up. We might have to wait on the coolant bypass, but as long as we have this drilled and tapped, now let's go cut the RBC, because we're gonna have to use this bolt hole. But if we use that bolt hole, we're gonna loose up the tension on the Honda Bond. So let's cut the RBC. All right, so I have the head tapped, and I put on the bolt there to make sure it is threaded nice and perfect, and it is. What we're gonna do now is finally clean the engine block. Get it cleaned up as much as possible. Start replacing seals. We might unmount the engine from the stand to be able to get to the crank seal, the rear main seal, and to replace the pilot bushing. Get the whole block cleaned off, and then oh, the RBC. Damn, man, so much shit. So what should we do new now? Clean the block or RBC? Clean the block, RBC. I've really been wanting to clean this freaking block already. I think we'll hit the block a little bit and then we'll go cut the RBC, just to get like a head start on here. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so we're gonna try to get all that off and try to make it look like this. I don't think I'll be able to get all of this off, but we are sure gonna try to clean it up. She has a lot of potential, most definitely. All right, I guess I could do a better job, but that's as good as it's gonna get. We still gotta do the back. Oh yeah, a lot better than what it was, that's for sure. Heck yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Yeah, let's knock out the back now. All right, and there it is. A lot better than before. Looking super nice and shiny. I love it. Heck yeah, let's move on to the RBC. All right, so this is the old coolant bypass that I cut out. I did a little tracer on here. So we'll just trace this back onto here, just like so. And then this is what we're going to be cutting off right here. All right, well, I have the electric grinder on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shave this off for now. Try to go like so and see what happens. All right, I have this shaved down. I'm going to put in the lower intake manifold for the supercharger. I'm going to take off the aftercooler off. And I'm going to mount this on with its thermal gasket to make sure it matches up correctly. Make sure we have no clearance issues, because I am prepping it for the supercharger already. I just need to put everything back to stock so I can smog it. It's that time again. If you're in California, you know what's up. So we're gonna smog this, and then we'll get it nice and done up. Oh damn, I think I need to put the aftercooler on there. Yeah, that's the aftercooler that hits. All right, well, hopefully it fits. Sweet, and we have clearance. Heck yeah. I think that was what was hitting last time, so we should be good now. It was hitting somewhere up here. And now we're solid. Sweet. We're ready to cut that intake manifold off now. Alright, so we're gonna cut the RBC here. Wish us luck. Alright, we have most of it cut. I'm gonna continue cutting from this side so the back of the blade doesn't start eating in from the bottom and make our line. Alright, and I flipped it around and I end up cutting it, and there it is. Just gonna clean that sucker up and we should be able to test mock it up and we'll see what's up. There it is. Perfect. We'll give it a try. We'll see if it fits. We'll go from there. Alright, so it is hitting a little bit here, so I have to shave a little bit off. Runners are not lining up, so we'll clock this in a tad bit from here and hope for the best. Sweet, and there it is. Perfect. See the bolt holes lined up over here. Sweet, right there. We could even take a little bit off right at that little bump right there, but we should be good. I'm actually going to take a little bit off just to kind of smooth this out, make it look a little bit flusher. And all I simply used was a cutoff wheel and a grinder wheel, and I'm just using the grinder wheel to grind some of this material off. And you can see the lip right there, so we're going to remove that lip and that should take care of it. Sweet, and I am satisfied with that. Heck yeah, love it. Well, now let's clean this sucker up and we'll start bolting everything back in. Nice. Alright, we're gonna use some Easy Off. This is some oven cleaner. Use this on the intake manifold. We'll brush it off. This will eat all that nasty shit off of it. Spray it all inside. Spray it on the runners. You just don't want this stuff to sit for too long because this will start burning the aluminum. And we'll get this sucker all cleaned up. Alright, and I'm going to paint this RBC black. I'm going to hit it with some primer. And then I'm going to hit it with some black paint. Oh, this ain't primer. Oh yeah, it's paint and primer. Okay, cool. We'll hit it with both. It's just going to come out fresh, bro. That's how I like my builds to be. Freaking fresh as hell. Shoo-wee mama. Alright, we're gonna do the valve cover next. Alright, I have the intake, the valve cover, not the intake. I have the valve cover all prepped up as best as I could. There's still hella flakes. I should honestly just like hit it with like some airplane paint remover and get all this shit off of it, but fuck it, man. We're just gonna fucking send it. We've been at it all fucking day. I've been at it for a fat minute on this fucking valve cover, sanding it down and whatnot, prepping it. We're just gonna go ahead and just hit it with some primer. I try to get it as smooth as possible. If it flakes, it flakes. What I'll do is I'll have another valve cover prepped. If it flakes, it flakes. So I'm gonna hit it with some primer. I already have it all taped off. I'm gonna remove my intake manifold and move this over so I don't have no overspray on it. Alright, I have it all primered. Now we're gonna hit it with some wrinkle red. Let's hope it comes out good. Coming out okay. Heck yeah. I love it. Sweet, and there it is. I just haven't sanded down the Honda sign. The paint is still fresh. I just cleaned everything off, took the tape off of everything, and everything looks nice and fresh. Perfect. We just got to remove this from here. Yeah, super wet still. So I'm gonna wait for that to dry up so I could sand it down properly. Otherwise it's just gonna glob up and then I can't remove it off the other paint because everything is still wet. So I'm gonna wait for that to finish drying and then we'll sand that down tomorrow when we give it some time. But yeah, I like it. Came out hella good. Oh, and I am so impatient. I use a little trim tool to make it flat, a towel, and some acetone, and just wiped it off. Perfect. So I didn't sand it. There's nothing to worry about. Just wiped it off. Sweet. Well, I think the next thing we're gonna do is stupid late. It's already after 5. That's like 10 hours, almost 10 hours working on this thing. And I think the next thing we're gonna do is put a Honda bond on the coolant bypass. Let that dry overnight, and she's coming along. Sweet, heck yeah. All right, so I have my coolant bypass here. I have the Honda bond here. I'm gonna get it all Honda bonded. Honda bonded. I already have my surface nice and clean. My head's nice and tapped. We're gonna put Honda bond all over to cover this here, and it's gonna make a seal around here, sending it to the thermostat housing. Okay, so we'll put a little bit of Honda bond all around here, around everywhere, and then we'll bolt it into place. We'll wait for a good hour, then we'll torque it down. All right, and there it is, and we'll just rub this along. This is a gasket maker, so you are creating a gasket basically. So you just want to make sure it's nice and even all the way around. Slap that sucker into place. Alright, I put my bolts through. That way I can make sure I put the bolts lined up first, and then we'll press it into place, secure it down. Alright, so there it is. The bolts are into place. Now we're going to be able to press this down and secure them down. We'll wait about a cool hour or so, and then we'll tie them down. We want to wait a cool hour so it could seal, make a nice good mating surface, so it could dry up a little bit, and then once you compress it, it'll create that gasket and make a good seal. That makes sense. Sweet. So we'll get to that. Alright, so you could see the silicone squeezing out. So that's perfect. We'll wait there. We'll chill. And then yeah, we'll just chill. You know what, while we're chilling, I'm gonna take these out, and I'm gonna wipe these down, and then we'll install where are you at? Intake manifold. Forgot where I set you. There you are. We'll get you nice and seated. Oh, and we still gotta take the tape off of this. Ooh. This part is so whoosh. Bam! Look at that. Wow, that tape is hard. There you go. Golly. Could not rip that sucker out. Woo. Look at that. Sweet. And yeah, we'll throw that sucker into place too. Sweet, and she is coming out pretty dang good. Like it. Heck yeah. Oh, and she is back to her NA setup. Yeah, buddy. It looks hella good. Woo! Can't wait to see how it looks with the supercharger in there. Cause I'm gonna mock that shit up too. Maybe not tonight. But I am. I think what I'm also gonna do is I just wanted to put the intake manifold in there for licks. I'm gonna put in the water pump as well next. Get this sucker going because we're gonna put some Honda Bond on that as well, and we'll put this this gasket here. Maybe even put the VTEC solenoid back into place. We'll see what's up. Alright, this did not have the exhaust bolts in the back. The studs that are hanging in the back, I want to have these because this is how I hang my header or the exhaust manifold. So I transfer them from the old head. The old head is right there. And we're installing these into this one here. And I'm going to put some red Loctite so I make sure they do not come off. Yeah, sweet. Alright, so I'm going to install the water housing. I have everything here. Actually, before I install the water housing, I need to install this VTC screen. So let's go ahead and install this here. I have the brand new filter, brand new filter screen. I think it's in one of these. I have the outlet O-ring in there. So let me get that going. Sweet, and here it is. This is part number 917 269, and this one it is 35892. Hell yeah, let's get it. Alright, Honda Bond is on, O-ring is on, screen is on. Sweet, let's slap the sucker into place. Alright, so I have this mount already mounted, the starter, the AC mount, water pump, all this. I know I still need to do this, but I could remove this bolt here and get to it. I'm going to install the VTEC solenoid, have the screen right here, install that into place. Alright, so I'm going to seal this up. I have this here. This is for my sensors. I'm going to seal this up and then call it a night. Shit, yeah. Sweet. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.